Yeah, Sunday, yeah. Hey, I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. That's right. I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. Sundays with Justin, Mondays we hustling, Tuesdays still training, by Wednesday it's draining, shot wet like it's raining. It's not though, try to knock me off my pivot, I'm straight to the block though. I can't do no pump fake, still watch out for the block though. I'm not your average player, I'm all-star status. Give all y'all answers, not no ball hog bastard. Jump shot look synthetic, but it's all natural. Body full of ice like I got back from
What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. We're here again at the Sit Down Podcast. We have a very, very special guest, my guy, Fonte. How's it going, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, bro?
Chilling. Appreciate you coming down, man. Obviously, we've been talking about this for a while.
It took a little while, man.
Yeah, we got
too
it
busy, bro.
Yeah, that's all. That's a good thing, though. Busy is good. So let's jump right into it, man. Take us back to young Fonte. Were you born and raised? How it was growing up for you and stuff like that?
I'm born and raised in Oakland, California, East Oakland to be exact. You know, I grew up on all through the 80s, you know, 85th up and down.
The Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club, you know. We had Tassa, all that shit, you know what I mean? I used to hoop as a kid, you know what I mean? That was my first passion, you know what I mean?
So who came first or rap?
What'd you say?
Hoop came first or rap? Which
Hoop
one?
came first.
Hoop came first.
Hoop was my first very dream. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do as a kid. That's all I wanted to be was a hooper. But then, I grew up in a single parent home. You know, just my mom. I got 4 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I was balling. I didn't get to finish hooping because I got kicked out of school in 11th grade.
Where did the hoop come from? Was somebody older than you that hooped? Is it like where, or is it just something?
My sister used to hoop.
Oh wow, mine too. That's crazy.
My sister, she used to hoop. She played for Castlemont.
Mine too. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
I swear to God.
My sister played for Castlemont, Nashima Ford. She used to play. You feel me? The Boys and Girls Club. You know, we got Sticker. You feel me? Stick.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. He taught everybody how to play basketball.
Right.
You feel me? So. That's what I grew up doing, playing basketball. And my sister, you know, I learned a lot from her. So that's what really, you know, that's where the basketball shit come from.
That's dope.
Watching her and, you know, coming up on the stick, you know, he used to push niggas. You know what I mean? I was fucking 5 years old. I wasn't even supposed to be at the Boys and Girls Club. You had to be 6 years old, you feel me, to be in there. So they used to sneak me in that motherfucking, I was balling ever since 5 years old. Then shit, you know, junior high, we remember old school ONBL.
Yep.
Played in there.
That shit used to be lit, bro.
Hey, on everything, Castlemont, Fremont. So I played in hella neighborhood leagues, but I didn't play high school ball because when I played summer league for Fremont, my 11th grade year. Then that returning year, they kicked me out of school, so I didn't really get the ball. But shit, after that, I quit school. Said fuck it, and I started rapping. I always used to, you know, write. All the time, I always used to write, but I ain't never go to no studio. So my first time really going to the studio was like when I was like 18.
Where did the rap passion? Who introduced you to that?
My brother Dre. He go by AMP, American Mouthpiece.
Okay, that's a fire name, bro.
Yeah, he
name.
He crazy with the freestyle.
For real?
He don't write at all. He come off the dome with everything. You know what I mean? Very talented dude. That's what made me start rapping, like made me feel like, you know, I can rap, you know what I'm saying?
Was you trash off the bat or you came out saucy?
Everybody that heard it, that listened to it, that heard me rap, they said I was clean.
But you looking back probably think
but
that
now I'm thinking back, that shit is garbage as fuck. That shit trash. I thought I was fucking I thought I was Lil Wayne. Bro, I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but
so how old are you when you penned your first verse, if you remember? Like about?
When I penned my first verse, I was probably like 16.
16.
Like
Damn,
16.
So that late. I guess that's not late, but
when I wrote my very first verse, I don't even remember what the fuck the rap was. Right. I don't even know if it was formatted right. But I know I just write. Yeah, when I went to Fremont, I used to just write in my book. I wasn't doing the work.
Right.
You feel me?
Was it ever like did you ever get into like poems and shit? Like, was it, or it's just?
I didn't get into poems till hella later.
Okay,
like
so we'll
I
get to
wasn't
that.
writing poetry and shit. And at that age, I was really just learning how to write.
So thinking back, right? Do you feel like you was born with a gift to write or to rap, or is it something you just acquired over time with practice?
I think I was born with the gift.
That's fire.
I think I was born with it, and I was born with a lot of gifts, you know. So it really like took a whole lot of other things for me to tap into that gift. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, basketball was a gift. I knew how to play football hella good.
Just an athlete.
You know, just a straight athlete. You know, but rapping is like, I think I was born with that gift because I always knew how to write. You know, I was always good with my words. You know what I'm saying? And especially like with fucking in school, like I used to love reading and writing. You know, English and all that shit. And that's what I liked about school. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Writing and shit. So I think I was really born with it.
I like that you said that you have many gifts because I feel like everybody's born with multiple gifts. It's just about being introduced to ways to uncover them. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like even stuff like this, like I would have never saw myself doing this as a kid, but even interviewing people, you feel me? Like me being so introverted, but it's like I find inspiration in talking to people about their story. You know what I mean? Especially whether it's somebody I know, whether it's somebody I don't know. It's just hearing things that we went through that might be similar or just where your mindset is in certain points is kind of what thrive. You know what I mean? It's like as you're talking, I'm sitting over here like, damn, that's fire. That's dope.
Yeah, because we be, you know, like, we be so focused on where people at, you know what I mean? But we don't know where they come from.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
We just know where they at.
That's a fact.
Like, motherfucker be in front of you and we be wondering, like, why this person like this or why they do this? But you know what I mean? Like you're doing interviews and shit. Now you really getting to know that person and they get to really tell you about them and it all makes sense at the end.
Exactly. That's fire, bro. You're right. You're right, man. But let's get back into the story. So it's funny that you said you didn't play high school basketball because it's like our basketball community was so heavy at a young age back then that you're still known in the basketball world as if you went to college and played like the rest of us.
Exactly, because I was dogging shit.
Yeah, you was cool. We used to have real life battles though as kids.
Nah, but you know, basketball was so fucking fun.
Yes,
bro. That was everybody loved basketball, bro. Even the people like that had no plans on even going anywhere with it. It's like, you know, basketball, it always brought everybody together.
But you said something earlier though, it's like you had Stick, you had the Boys and Girls Club, you had TASA, OMBL, like it was like we would, instead of just running, I mean, we ran the streets too, but it was like sometimes we ran the streets to go hoop. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like we'd be outside running around, but we might be on our way to the gym. Or we might do some knucklehead shit on the way to the gym or on the way back. But at the end of the day, we going to play football in the middle of the street. So you naturally learn those skills. Otherwise, you don't really hang. You feel me?
Exactly.
So even the niggas who really out there in the streets full-fledged at that young age, they still okay in hoop.
Yeah, because they still knew how to play.
Exactly.
So if we wanted to just leave the bullshit alone and go to the park and play 5-on-5. Everybody will be on the court.
Exactly. That's fire though, man. But so let's talk about who took you to your first studio session. You remember? Like, how did that come about?
My first studio session was with Pedro.
Oh, wow.
Pedro Class. That was my first studio session. He had a studio at his house. So was he rapping first? He was already rapping before me. He had that dude. He was making beats and all the shit. He was at home. He had an in-home studio. So it was like, you know, we all had the rinky dink set up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shady
Right,
mic.
right.
But hey, we had it. You feel me? So I went over his house and spent the night and shit. My auntie came pick me up, and then I didn't even know he was rapping. So he like, boy, I've been rapping. He played me some songs, and he like, you be rapping? I'm like, yeah. I ain't never made a song before. Feel me? And, shit, I just recorded over there, and ever since then, me and him, we started a group called the Rock Stars. This was in like 2006 or some shit, 2008 then. We went from Rock Stars to the Block Knocks. Block Knocks lasted all the way up to like 2012 or some shit like that. But ever since then, that's where I started my first session at. Then we started, matter of fact, we started rapping with Feezy. We started rapping with Feezy the Sabanga.
Oh, wow.
That's who made me he gave me my first legit beat.
Like original.
My first original beat. You feel me? So we all started together. Like Feez had the in-home studio. We used to go to his house and record. You know
so you get into it immediately taking it serious.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So like, yeah, when I fell in love with hearing myself on the track. You know what I mean? Like when you rapping and then you hear yourself, you like, God damn, that's me. Like I sound like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been taking it serious ever since.
That's fire.
Since like 2006.
Pedro was rapping first, and y'all did y'all have? It was more of you guys that was rapping too, right? More of y'all family members.
Yeah,
y'all had like some family shit going on too.
Yeah,
right?
it was NHT boy.
NHT.
That was with Chippers, Knowledge, and Nicotine. You know what I mean? In NHT, is NHT is a family. You know, it's a big movement, man. It's a lot of us. It's
like when you think of like, especially for our generation, when you think of like the original rappers in our group, I always think of them, of y'all group, because I just remember obviously me knowing you, because I think you was the only one I knew out of that group, but y'all was heavy on MySpace back then. I remember that everybody was
putting MySpace. Yeah. that top 8, get that top 8, boy.
That top 8 used to cause a lot of problems.
Remember the background? You put the layout. Thought that shit was hella clean.
Yeah, they just brought back some variation of MySpace.
Chibbers and them, that was Chibbers, Nicotine, and Knowledge. That was the NHT group.
Okay.
Everybody else, we were NHT, part of the family.
Gotcha.
But they were the actual music group, NHT. So you had the Block Knocks, that was me and Pedro. You had NHT, Chibbers, that's Chibbers, Nicotine, Knowledge. You had Stick Up Kids, which is Phantom, and Drama the Kid, and you had Amo. He go by Love More now. Man, it was hell of us, bro. My nigga Beats, rest in peace. It's a lot of us, you know what I mean? So and it was everywhere.
That's dope though that you guys took it like a family approach to that whole.
Yeah.
That had to be. Were y'all like sharing beats and shit, sharing features and
Yeah,
swapping verses and all that? Yeah, I remember all of that.
Do everything together. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Like just getting on songs together, and you know we was really all pushing each other. Like it was everywhere we went, we was made sure everybody was just hella deep everywhere. You know what I mean? Like just pushing the movement.
Moving like a unit.
Exactly.
That's important.
So that's what it was.
So let's get a little bit further now. So we're around 2008, 2009, around that time. So at what point do you start hearing yourself, like other people, other than the people that you know close to you? Like when do you start hearing other people playing your music?
It took hella long for other people to really play my music. People didn't really start playing my music till a few years ago. Like my partners and shit used to play my music, and that's where, like, I was taking music serious, but I was like still like in the streets and shit, like doing whatever else I was doing.
Right.
To whereas like I was just making music as a hobby. You know what I mean? It became my hobby. You know what I'm saying? And like people didn't really start playing my music till a few years ago. Like my partners and shit used to always play. You know what I'm saying? But me just hearing it everywhere, that shit took hella long. Like it still take long to this day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like
I'm still working on it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but like it's way better, and you know what I mean, than what it was. But yeah, that shit took long.
How at that point? Obviously, you mentioned it being a hobby. So is that kind of how you stayed motivated to keep doing it? It wasn't like you didn't. It's almost like you didn't have a hidden agenda for music. I ain't doing this to be rich or to be famous. It's like this is just kind of how I express myself.
Exactly. It was more like a passion. You know, like I had a passion for it. Still have a passion for it to where like if a motherfucker don't make it big in rapping, I'll still be doing it. You know what I mean? Because I know like just like off the feedback I get. Like people probably don't be playing my songs everywhere, but when people that do listen to it, I get very good feedback from it. You know what I mean? It touched people, you know what I mean?
I want to ask you something, and this is kind of taking you out of the story, so let's remember where we are. But when did you start to become more vulnerable in your rapping? And it's the reason why I'm asking you that. But
I became more vulnerable in my rapping.
Like, because I feel like now you like, and these are those songs that I resonate with from you. It's like I could just like I hear the pain, I hear what you've been through, I hear just the hunger. I hear it in your verses. You know what I mean? Like the shit you saying. So, were you always like that, or is that kind of something that you just recently picked up?
No, I wasn't always like that with my music. I just used to.
Am I on track? Like, do you feel like that about yourself?
No, yeah, you're right. I wasn't always like that with my music. That shit didn't really start coming about probably like 2012, 2013.
And what made you make that decision? Was it a conscious effort, or is it kind of just
me and Pedro, we had our group, the Black Knights.
Right.
But then I just started rapping by myself. Mm-hmm. Like we started getting I just started being in the studio more by myself, cause he lived in Modesto. I lived out here, so it was like, you know what I mean, we weren't in the studio always together. So when I get in the studio by myself and I'm making my solo songs, you know what I mean, it's like I gotta talk about me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just started feeling like, you know what? And it wasn't even nothing planned, you know what I mean? It just came out natural towards like, what am I gonna rap about? Like, you know what I mean? I could say metaphor after metaphor after metaphor, but you know what I mean? That shit get, you know what I mean? People want to hear something. They want, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just give them me. You know what I mean? And I just been going with it ever since.
All these years I've been knowing you, I've only been in the studio with you one time, and that was like the recent time when I came to San Francisco with Quaz. So just watching you perform was interesting. I never got a chance to see you write. Do you write before you get to the studio, or do you write in the studio, or like how is your process with that?
When I do write, I write before I get to the studio.
So do you have the beat, or do you just write verses and you play some of the beats?
I had a beats mostly. Okay. You know what I mean? Like now that I be getting hella beats, I used to just write. Sometimes I'll just get in my phone and write without a beat. You know what I mean? But
how often is that?
Not so very often.
Not as much anymore.
As used to. Like it was like that a lot. It was like that a lot when I wasn't getting hella beats. You know what I mean? I just be writing, and then when I come across a beat, I'll be able to. You feel me? I know what tempo be, what type of beat I'm writing to. But yeah, when I do write, I write before I get to the studio. But when I'm in the studio, if I haven't written, I just come out the head punching. You know what I mean, or something like that. It don't take long. That shit easy as fuck.
I was just about, that's what I was going next. Writing is easy for you, huh?
Yeah, writing.
It seems easy. Like that, bro. Like when I listen to your verses, that shit seems so effortless.
Man, it's easy, but when you laying that shit down, it's easy to come up with the lyrics,
the performances.
Man,
okay,
that shit be like I'll be in there, I'll say something, boom. And I'd be like, damn, this shit sound clean. Everybody else be like, it sound clean, but it be something, I don't know what it is, something in there, I'd be like, no, I gotta do it over.
Frisco. That's how I was in Frisco.
Did the same thing, but did it some over 30 times.
You're a perfectionist probably though. But you know what it is? It's like, cause I love words, right? And I don't rap obviously, but I do a lot of like writing. I just come up with like, just a bunch of shit. So it's like, you know how it's supposed to sound when you hear it back. You know what I mean? Like when you come up with the shit, you know how you want it to sound in your head. Exactly. So when it doesn't sound like that, you have to make. I know exactly.
Yeah, and everybody be like, "That shit was clean. Yeah. That shit was clean." But I'm glad. I'll be happy that it's to that point where like where a motherfucker is good enough and people like listen to you and really to where anything you put out be clean to certain people. You know what I mean? And it's like not that they just be like, yes man or anything, but when you get fans and shit, it's like you don't even have to do too much. It's like they just in love with you now to where anything you say is tight. So people be like, that shit was raw, and I'd be like, man, that shit. I'll tell myself like that shit was weak as fuck. You know what I mean? Some shit I'll come up with some weak shit. You feel me? That's why I tell these niggas be honest with me, you feel me? And that's what I like about like my boys when we be in the studio, they keep it 100 with me, you feel me? Like we help each other in there, you feel me? So when I'm in the studio and I be stuck, I be like, fuck. 214 to come to the glass, boom. Just have hella words like woo, and help me get around it, you feel me? So, you know what I mean? Like it be easy as fuck, but that shit be hard at the same time. Yeah, and especially when you hold yourself to a certain standard. I think that's kind of what it is. Exactly. You can easily come up with just some shit to put together, but it's when you trying to, and I know, me knowing you, I know you try to push your pen to a certain, you know what I mean, to a certain. I know how far I can go, you know? Like I know how I want, like you said, I don't know how I want it to sound. Yeah, sometimes it'd be hard to get there. I'll have to come back the next day or something. Do you speaking of that, kind of going off of that, do you struggle with writer's block often? Yeah. Really? Yeah, I do. Like it be sometimes like, yeah, I do. Writer's block it comes a lot. How often do you just randomly come up with punchlines and metaphors and shit, like when you're driving down the street or?
chopping it up with one of your partners, or you know what I mean? Like
that's when like punchlines come. Like we can come with punchlines from conversation.
Right. That's a fact.
I could converse with you right now and come with a
some
punchline
shit,
and be like, you know what, that shit was tight.
Yeah.
Like that's what we do. We ride around, play instrumentals, or we just be talking and be like, hey, I'm going to use that. You know what I mean? And punchline's hella easy. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's easy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think the hardest thing is to be honest on the track. You know?
Why is that?
Because a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there, like you said. You know, they don't want to show their vulnerability, and you know what I mean. They just want like people to see the good parts of them. You know what I mean? Like the glitz and glams. You know what I mean? But the hardest part is really giving yourself to the audience. You know what I mean? And letting them really know you, the real you. You feel me? Not just the person they see with the chains and the watches and shit, but like digging down and really giving yourself to the people on them tracks. That should be. It be kind of hard. Like, I be in that motherfucker. I be thinking, like, you know, like, I done been through so much. So, it be certain shit I be in there, like, I really be emotional, you know what I mean? So, that's another reason why I be wanting my shit to come out how I want it to, because I'm putting myself out there, you know what I mean? And it's like, when I put myself out there, I want you to understand me. I want you to understand me clearly, you feel me? So, that shit be hard, bro. Like, motherfuckers be down there breaking down sometimes in that motherfucker, you feel me?
Have you ever penned some shit and just like, nah, I can't put that out?
Yeah. Yeah. I penned some shit and was like, nah, I can't put that out. That shit weak.
Damn. That's deep, bro. That's deep.
I penned some shit and was like, nah, I can't put that out. You talk about like on like me liking it?
No, like it's like it might be too open, like you sharing too much, or you know what I mean? Like,
oh nah.
Okay.
No, I never felt like I'm giving too much information of myself. Nuh-uh.
Cause remember, sometimes somebody might write some shit and it could be just like,
yeah, I know
too vulnerable. Like, all right, I'm saying a little bit.
Yeah, you know, like I could give you everything of me, but you know, like sometimes I gotta still kind of water it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Like bring it
to make it digestible.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Make it digestible. Like dumb it down a little bit. You know what I mean? But I ain't never just wrote something and be like, nah, I can't give them that.
As a creative, right? How do you like exercise your brain? Like how do you, like, just to give you an analogy, how do you like work on your jumper as a rapper, if that makes sense? Like, how, as a jump shooter, I can go in the gym, I can get shots up. Obviously, you can write, but what are other ways that you kind of like keep your brain sharp and shit like that?
I read. I read, watch TV. You know, I read and I talk to you. Know what I mean, I have conversations. You know what I mean?
So you just one of the people you can just pull that inspiration from everything around you. I'm the same.
Yeah, like I get on, I look at TV and search certain shit. You know what I mean? Go dig into the history or something. You know what I mean? There's something educational. You know what I mean? Something that I can actually learn from. You know what I mean? Or I try to stay in tune with what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Don't try to really block myself from what's going on, because I can't too much rap about shit if I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So. And that helped with metaphors and punchlines and shit too. You know
like current event bars and shit like that.
So you got to still stay up to date. But I read. You know what I mean? I read.
That's dope.
Like I was studying a dictionary and all that shit. You know what I mean? So I really got into reading hella much. So that's really how I exercise my brain and just go outside and just let my mind free and just think. You know what I mean?
Makes sense though.
So yeah, that's how I really exercise my brain.
So I feel like we got off on a tangent a little bit. Let's get back to the story. So around 2012, 2013, you start hearing your music out. I'm trying to think, because I remember a specific time when you, okay, let's go back. You mentioned earlier that you kind of was in the streets kind of early. What do you think kind of pushed you into the streets? Obviously single mom household, single parent household with just moms.
Lack of family support. You know, like my mom, she was also in the streets. You know, my dad, he wasn't around at all. You know, living, you know, getting evicted and, you know, just struggling. You know what I'm saying? Mom's losing the spots and shit. You know, like my mom, she's clean now. You know what I mean? She's over 10 years clean.
Oh, shout out to mom.
But like, you know, just not having that stability. You know what I'm saying? And really just had to fend for myself at a very young age. Like I have brothers and sisters that did what they could for me, you know what I'm saying? But they also had their own lives, you know what I mean? Like my brother was in the streets and shit, so
where do you fall in the, are you youngest? One of the
I'm the second and youngest.
Okay.
My little sister, she's the youngest.
Okay.
And yeah, shit, just the lack of support family, you know what I mean, financially, you know what I mean? Really couldn't.
So you resort to trying to figure out ways to fend for yourself pretty much early.
Yeah, I had to, shit, because at the end of the day, like a motherfucker go to the Boys and Girls Club, I go to school, I spend the night at a friend's house. I used to live with Eric Blackman, rest in peace. That was my best friend growing up. You know, I used to stay at his house a lot. Auntie Tasha used to just let me come over and spend the night, you know what I mean? But sometimes I go to school, go to the Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Club closed at 9 o'clock. After 9 o'clock hit, you know, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going tonight.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like me and my little sister, you know what I mean? So.
How old are you at this point?
We was, man, 12,
what?
11. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like my sister, my older sister, I stayed with my sister a little bit, but she had her kid, her first child, my niece, Terriana, and my sister was, you know, I used to go stay with her sometimes, you know what I mean? But she didn't even have her own spot at the time, you feel me? And my brothers was in and out of jail, so I was really moving from home to home, home to home, boom, spend the night with friends, or sometimes like a motherfucker had to sleep outside.
No fucking way.
On everything, you know what I mean? Like me, my mom, and my sister.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We spent the Christmas outside.
Wow, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I wasn't like, the streets wasn't a choice. It was just, you know, inevitable to where like that's just what it was. So me being in the streets at a young age I couldn't really do school and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I was getting like a little stability, I was living with my brother and shit for like 8th grade, 9th grade. You know, he was making sure I was good, making sure I got lunch money, making sure I got all the utensils, you know what I mean, to just me be a kid and go to school. But then he went to jail and all that shit. Shit just started, you know, it was always shaky for me as a kid, as a teenager, you know what I mean? Even going into being an adult, it was still shaky, you feel me? But yeah, like the streets, it was.
Do you feel like, damn, that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. Do you feel like because you got introduced so young, it became like a habit for you? It was like all you knew? As far as like being in the streets, the shit that comes with the streets.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
How are you, like, in that moment, is it, and this might be a weird question, but in that moment, are you wishing things are different, or is that just kind of my normal and this is all I'm used to this?
I'm always wishing things was different, you know, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even fucking waking up in the morning, going to school, I'm wishing shit different. Wishing shit was different at school. You know, like I go to the centers every day. You know, I'm seeing kids getting picked up by their parents. Even like basketball programs and shit, motherfuckers playing basketball. You know, you got to pay to play AAU and shit like that. You know what I mean? I couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? You remember Coach D. Martin?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember, you know what I mean? Like D. Martin tried to, you know what I mean, have me play and shit, Darvez, but I just couldn't pay for it. You feel me? I couldn't afford the shit. So I wish shit was different every single day, bro. Every single day I used to be like, fuck. Until, you know what I mean? Like, until I was really able to handle myself. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember when that was? Like when you felt like, okay, bro, I feel like I can figure this thing out.
Yeah, I felt like I could really figure shit out probably like my late teens, like 18, 19, you know what I mean? Like I was staying with my sister. Like my sister had me, you feel me? Like my sister let me just rock with her. She just made sure I was good, so whatever I needed to do from her, by staying with her, I was able to, you feel me? But I was at that time I was just on bullshit in the streets. Now, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, like probably like 19.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Just hearing you out, because I was just talking about this with somebody. It's like growing up, how I grew up. My mom wasn't rich, you know what I mean? But I wasn't. I was deemed like, I was like middle class, you know, like working middle class. So I wasn't able to have like everything I wanted, but I didn't want for anything at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's like to just hear you just talk about how you weren't even able to play AAU because of the cost and everything. It just, for somebody who was able to my whole life, it's like, damn, your whole life could have been completely different if you would just afforded that opportunity.
Exactly. And a lot of people think like, man, kill if you would have stayed in school, but they don't even know why the fuck I wasn't in school.
Like, how the fuck you expect me to stay in school? Like, I don't even know. You don't even know where I slept at last night.
Exactly. And they didn't care. You
right.
Feel me? So it wasn't their job to care because, you know what I mean? Like, I never told them. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing that I came and told them like, hey, I don't got nowhere to go, you know what I mean? Or my mama went and told them to where it was like they made it a priority to make sure I got a roof over my head from to play basketball. But yeah, they be like, man, if you would have just stayed in school. But shit, man, I didn't go to school for a reason. It wasn't my choice.
Right.
You know?
So now that you're out of school, you're fending for yourself, like you probably getting fast money, and now you're starting to be able to take care of yourself. So now what's your vision like at this point? Because at one point you're trying to figure, okay, how does things get better? Now it's like, okay, I figured out a way to make things better, but it's like, where are you aiming as? Like, I'm trying to make it in rap. I'm trying to, like, what's your plan at that, if you remember?
I was really focused on rap. Like, I made my decision that I wanted to rap probably like 2011, some shit like that, 2011 to like just like with getting these tattoos on my face and shit. I had these motherfuckers for hella years, you know.
I remember that, yeah.
And they like, you ain't gonna be able to get no job.
Okay, go ahead, finish.
They're like, you ain't gonna be able to get no job, and then I'm like, shit, I'm about to just rap. You know what I mean? This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And they like, what that stand for? I told them all the shit, but right. I just was focused on rap after that.
I think I remember you saying something like the reason why you got those face tats is so you can like motivate yourself to rap. Is that true?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it motivated me.
Because you knew you couldn't go get a job with it. I do remember you saying that.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's what people always told me. No, you can't get no job. I know that. So now I think about these tattoos. I can't get a job, or it's going to be hard for me to get a job. Right. So I really got to go hard and rap.
Well, if you think about it in hindsight, it's more normalized now. But back then, face tats
back
was
then
like,
it was like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck did you just do to your face? Right, you know what I mean? Right. But now everybody got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, shit, I had to go harder. You know what I mean? Back then. So
obviously, jumping full-fledged into the streets comes with street shit. So let's get into that a little bit. Like, how old are you when you catch your first case?
I caught my first case at 19. I was 19. I caught a possession case. Got caught with some weed and shit. I got cited out like fucking 3 days later. First court date, first offense, petty shit. Ever since 2012, I've been going to jail. I've been in jail, like in and out of jail since 2012.
That early?
Non-stop, bro. Like you laughing. Because I'm being crazy.
You sound hella irritated.
Man, bro. Hey, look, bro, 2012, man. I used to be thinking like, man, when I was in the cell and shit, I used to be like, man, they been whooping my feet for hella years, bro. 2012, what is it? 2022 right now,
10
right?
years.
That's how long I've been on. That's how long I've been on paperwork.
Wow.
Probation.
You still on paperwork?
I'm not on nothing.
That's
I discharged parole, probation,
Shout
all
out
that
to
shit.
that. Shout out to that.
I don't got nothing.
Shout out to that. So I really didn't mean to laugh.
Bro.
No, that's crazy. That's right before you said that, I was about to say I don't mean to laugh, but just you sounded hella annoyed with that. But so what's the longest that you've done?
The longest time I've done was 3 years.
And that was the most recent?
Yeah, that was my last term.
And when did you get out?
I got out March 5th, 2021.
Oh, wow. So you only been home like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Exactly. God damn, you going crazy.
Got to. I got out parole in a year exactly. Exactly a year.
Shout out to that.
the term before this, when I went to jail, I was there for like two and some change.
Right.
And I was only out for 6 months, and went right back.
I remember that.
Did this 3 years.
Talk about how, because you had momentum at that point.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you going crazy on the gram. I think Real Repty is popping already at this point, right?
Yeah. I had just dropped a tape called Real Repty also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. That because you dropped so much.
I was dropping hella music around that time.
You going crazy at this point, because at this point, I think you started doing shows, everything, huh?
Yeah, I did a few shows.
And then you go down.
And then I went down.
So how was that, like sitting in the cell, like, damn, you had to be feeling like your time was about to come.
Yeah, I blew it.
That's how you felt?
I feel like I blew it because I was doing my thing. You know, I was in the studio a lot, making songs. I was around the right people, doing music, you know what I mean? I kept myself in the studio. My partners kept me in. I was working hard, you feel me? Like you said, I gained a little momentum. Sway was even fucking with me back then. You know what I mean? This is around the time when I first met Sway. I was first introduced to him, and he gave me a chance, you feel me? Took a shot at me, like he had put a word in, got a nigga song playing on, you remember Home Turf? KMEL Home Turf, like on that shit. And once all that shit took place, I went to jail. Right after that guy, he played my song all on the series. The
XM?
Yeah. And I went to jail and blew it. You know what I mean? Like, and when I was in jail, I was feeling hella stupid, dumb as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, every time. Ever since then, I kept doing that. Ever since then, like ever since I went to jail that time in 2013, whatever, when Sway was fucking with me, boom, I get out, I go back to jail. I gain another buzz. I gain root 2015, go to jail. I get out for 6 months. I gain more momentum in 6 months. Boop, go to jail. I go to jail in 2018. Bam, and now I'm home this time in 2021.
All right, let's not speed past that part, because you come home and then, like you say, you going crazy again.
Every time.
And then the 2018 thing happened. So talk a little bit about how you felt at that point. At that point, it got to be super frustrating.
At that point, I was sick.
This is I probably can answer this myself, but how do you wear that shit so well, bro? Like, you always, since I've been knowing you, always seem like you never flustered. It's like nothing's bothering you. You just seem like you just weather every fucking storm. Obviously, you're dealing with it internally, and that's why I'm so surprised hearing you say some of this. Because when I would talk to you here and there when you would be down, I didn't get that sense from you. Like, nigga, you it's just like, it felt like I was
out.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like,
it's
cracking hella jokes, talking shit. It's like,
man, it's like I always had to. I go with the flow, you know. Like, I just learn to take things for what it is, you know. Like, a lot of things I don't have control over, so I just got to keep living, you know. And me growing up, I had to learn to take shit for what it was, and I had to always make the best of my situations. You know what I mean? From a kid on up to an adult, like going to jail that time, it was like I was hella mad that I came home and I got back moving within 6 months, bro. Like,
going crazy.
You know what I mean? Then I go to jail and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn, what the fuck am I finna do? You know what I mean? I'm like, I know I'm finna sit down for a while. They talking about 3 years, 7 years and shit, so I'm like, damn. But I never gave up on myself. You know what I mean? I just know it's something about me, like, everybody love. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people love me, you know what I mean? Like, I know me.
Right.
So I know when I get home, I know I'm gonna do my thing. So it's not even nothing for me to dwell on. You know what I mean? I just gotta, you know what? Let me just knock this time out. Let me focus on this time, and just be ready to go crazy when I get out. I'm not gonna do too much talking. I'm not gonna tell people what I'm doing. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna get out and do it. So that's what I learned. You know, just shut up and just be about it. You know what I mean?
Did you write a lot when you was down?
I wrote too much when I was down.
How much of that did you ever use?
I probably only made like 3 songs out of all that shit
Really?
that I wrote in jail. That shit from jail is like writing in jail. I came to a point where I was making jail music.
That's so funny you say that. I
You know
just
what I
heard
mean? 'Cause
somebody
it's
else
like-
say that recently.
I'm not doing nothing, so I really like my music. I like making music about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like what I'm doing and shit. So I'm stuck in a cell, in a dorm cell, wherever the fuck I'm at. I don't got nothing to rap about but this shit, about how hard it is in here, about how, you know what I mean? But when I got home, it was like I had so much of that music. It's like, man, I don't want to talk about this shit. I could share a story of it here and there, you know what I mean? But this ain't what I'm coming home rapping about, you feel me? And then like the shit that I did write about on some living life shit when I first got in there, you feel me? Because it was just days old or whatever, but that shit was old. And when I'm in the studio, I really like to just get creative in the lab most of the time, you know what I mean? Just come up with new shit. So all the music I've been making today just been new shit. It ain't even been nothing that I wrote in jail. And I have fucking stacks of raps like this.
Yeah, because you put out so much fucking music. Is that a conscious effort, or you just like, I mean, I'm a rap anyway. I'm a
rap anyway. It's like, I love doing that shit. That shit fun as fuck.
Just coming up.
And I'm good at it.
Right.
You know, so why not? You know what I mean? Like, every time I hear a beat, I want to rap.
That's fire. So when you come home 2021, what's your mindset at this point? I know it gotta be like
My mindset was cancel all the bullshit. You know what I mean? My mindset was
lock the fuck in.
you already had your last chance. You know what I mean? Lock in, like, ain't no more after this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's either now or never. You know, during my time, you know, my little sister passed away when I was
The
down.
little sister,
My younger sister.
the one that you would be outside with. Wow, bro, I never knew that.
And she passed away from breast cancer.
Wow.
Stage 4 breast cancer. Yep. She died probably 6 months before I came home. Let me see. Probably like 6-8 months before I came home, and so you know, like even before that happened, I was telling myself, like, I got to get out and do my shit. But when that happened, I came home. I'm like, damn.
Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but before we get to the come home part, how are you processing that while you in there?
I was sick. I was fucked up.
Was she super sick? And again, share as much as you want, but was she like sick leading up to it, or was it kind of a sudden thing?
It was a sudden thing because
Wow.
she didn't even know she had cancer. She always had back pains and shit, and like, which motherfucker back hurting and shit.
Right.
And you like, okay, some days it's not hurting, some days it is. This is like a regular pain. But then she went to go get a checkup at the doctor, and then found out she had cancer, and she had breast cancer, and she was already at stage 4.
Wow.
Like, the cancer had already spread it throughout her whole body, you know. And she started doing the chemo and shit, and she was she almost beat that shit. Yeah, she almost beat it, but then she had caught pneumonia.
Wow.
And that's how she passed.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I was in there, I was like, when I first got the news that she had cancer, that shit just broke me down, bro.
Really?
You know, like, a motherfucker try to stay in good spirits and, you know, try to keep my head high. And I'm already in the worst situation I could be in, you know. So then, and like, any of my family members, friends, or whoever, bro, y'all, you know what I mean? Like, I think about y'all, you know what I'm saying? When I'm in there, you know, I just don't want nothing to happen to anybody, you know. Like, I pray a lot in there, you know, for all my friends and family, like, just on regular days, you know, not just because something happened. And my biggest fear was that something would happen to one of my family members, you know, and I'll just be like, damn, I'll be gone for 3 years. Anything can happen. My mom on medication, you know, she's getting old and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck can happen. She's not sick or nothing, but, you know.
Right.
So and when that shit happened, I was like, damn.
And you're in there during COVID.
I'm in there during COVID.
Wow. So that's a whole nother dynamic.
Exactly. I couldn't go to the funeral. I couldn't go to the funeral. Nuh-uh. Her
if it had not been COVID, you would have been able to go?
I would have been able to go.
They would have been like
they would have been able to okay it, but they couldn't okay it because of COVID.
Wow.
So I couldn't go and come back because I would have been
exposed. Wow, bro.
Yeah, so when I first found out she had cancer, I was done with it. Cause when motherfucker got cancer,
you think the worst.
You think the worst, but it's like you're not just thinking the worst. You being realistic.
Yeah.
So it's like I got to be real with myself. Like I've always been throughout this whole time. I can't fake myself out and try to, see, you know what I mean? Like this shit is worrying me. You feel me? I know what happened to people who have cancer. I know the chances of people surviving cancer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was just didn't want to think like that, but I'm like, damn, man, I can possibly lose my fucking sister while I'm in here, bro. You know what I mean? And that shit happened.
So now when you come home, man, I'm sorry. That's heavy.
Yeah.
So when you come home and then it's like, now I'm super focused. Obviously you have you have an angel who's looking down on you, obviously, that's covering you during this process. So it's like, aside from her, what other ways do you pull motivation to like fucking obviously stay out of trouble and get to, because obviously the work is showing for itself. I mean, if you don't look like you only been home a fucking year, you know what I mean? You going fucking crazy. So salute to that, bro, for real.
The motivation is my family, bro. You feel me? Knowing that I don't want to leave my family again. You feel me? My family or my friends. It's like that's why I go so hard. I have a nephew, my sister's son. He need me, my family, more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that like she was my twin. That was my dog. You feel me? So I gotta be here for my nieces and nephews. You feel me? I can't leave them again. So whatever the fuck I gotta do, whatever it takes, whatever. I told myself I'm gonna get off parole. I'm gonna get off probation. I'm just gonna get my life in order, bro, like how it's supposed to be. You feel me? And just get my shit straight so I could be here for my loved ones, and pursue my dreams. You feel me? Chase my dreams also, but get my family and friends and my motivation. I was down when Pal died too. I was down when Pal died. Yeah, when Pal passed.
That was tough for me, boy. I ain't cried the way I cried when he died. Pal was one of he was one of the few people, and I say this as humbly as I can, but he was one of the few people who was very popular in basketball, but also very popular from just being outside.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them people as well. Like, I know people from both angles.
Yeah.
It's not many hoopers that have both sides of that.
Everybody loved Pal.
Like, when Pal passed, I had, like, the head coach of De La Salle texting me about it. You know what I mean? Because they went to college together at one point. You see what I'm saying? And that's like, that shit hit me so, because it almost was like, this is how the world would feel if something happened to you. You know what I mean? So it made me feel like,
exactly,
you got to be more careful. You can't. That's why I don't really go out much no more. It's like I'm real careful where I put myself. And Pal's situation has a lot to do with that, bro. I'll be lying if I didn't say that.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to kind of jump and cut you off, but talk about. I mean, even that. I mean, it's so crazy how we get so normalized to death, right, and numb to it because we grow up just losing our friends, fucking. Like, you shouldn't, if life goes the way it's supposed to go, you shouldn't have to bury your baby sister, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people's parents shouldn't have to bury them. Like, you're not supposed to outlive your kids, but unfortunately, where we come from, that's such a norm. And we like, this is crazy hearing you talk like this, honestly, because I always hear Kelly's so full of life and so fucking, like, you've been through so much, and I just couldn't imagine going through half of that shit, bro. From the childhood to going to prison, I've never experienced any of that.
Yeah.
So for somebody that's been knowing you for so long, and we grew up in the same fucking community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
We've been knowing each other since I don't even know how old, but it's been damn near our whole lives. And it's just to sit here and just know that you're this close to people that are experiencing things like that, and you go to school with these people, and you work next to these people, and you cross these people in a grocery store, and you never know what the fuck somebody's going through, bro.
Yeah, you never know, bro. You never know, and that's why like shouldn't judge people. That's not what we're here for. That ain't what we were put here for, to judge people, you know what I mean? It's like I'm the way I am because like I'm just like I done been through so much to where it's like you said, a motherfucker numb to shit, but at the same time, I'm not too numb to it because shit still affect me. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm still affected by a lot of things. You know,
we're still a human.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still a human. Yeah. I ain't fucking robot.
Right, you know right, with no feelings.
I just like, man, I don't know. I'm full of life, bro, because I just be like, you know, like a motherfucker still here, bro. So it's like, it done been times, bro, when I just done sat in my room. I just sat in my room, bro, and just play songs, like, you know what I mean? And I done played this dude's songs, 214, you know what I mean? I swear to God, like, on my sister, you know what I mean? Like, I done just sat in the middle of the floor, bro, and I just think about us, all of my friends and shit, and just think like, damn, bro, we still here. Right. And I break down and cry, bro. You feel me? Like, real... like really crying, like listening to this nigga songs, you feel me? Because like he was with me, you know what I'm saying? So he knows. So and I when I hear his songs, it's like I hear that same pain coming from his shit. Yep. So I'm instantly touched by it, you know what I mean? Yep. So it's like, damn, bro, I be so happy and just so, you feel me? Like just like, damn, bro.
That's how I am with all of you guys, bro. And it's like, same with 214 with me. It's like me and him weren't as tight as youngins, but now we have our own relationship. Like he done been to my house before you been to my house. You know what I mean? Like he done been to my house before hell of my partners, but it's because me and him have those conversations to where it's like, and I think a lot of it because he sees how vulnerable I am on my show and online and all that, so it makes him comfortable to like have those conversations. Like, yeah, bro, like. I ain't feeling right now. Like we've literally had conversations like that, and we didn't got deep. Like he didn't told me some shit, I didn't tell him some shit, but it's like we need that as a friend group, bro. You know what I mean? Like we need to feel like it's safe to be, because we know each other better than anybody at this point. You know what I mean? We didn't spend so much time together and all that, and it's like to know that you can have this conversation with me and just tell me like, yeah, bro, like, and again, this is crazy for me to hear this coming from Killer to me, you know what I mean? I swear to God, bro, because it's like, again, you just, every time I talk, it's never been a time where I talk to you where I say, this nigga must be having a bad day. I can't do that. You know, the way I answer my phone, you know like, the mood I'm in.
Like
you know
when I was in jail, when I used to be calling people, bro, and like you said, like, I'd be laughing and talking, they'd be like, why it seem like you just always
like happy? You having fun.
Because, bro, I'm still here, bro. You feel me? Like, I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing better than that, you know what I mean? Like, this shit not gonna break me down, bro.
That's fire.
You know, and you still here, I'm still here. Right. I'm happy, man. I'm grateful.
Right.
You know, I'm thankful for everything I have, the people that's around me, the people I'm associated with, you know what I mean? It just, I just be full of that. So, you know, like, and me going through what I've been through and being able to still be here and share the story with you, you know, like, I'm just full of excitement, full of love and shit, you feel me? So I just want to pour that on everybody else.
That's dope, man. And that shit is contagious, though, so keep doing it. I appreciate that.
For sure.
Let's get back into the story, though. So obviously you come back home, you've been going fucking crazy. How does the FOD thing come about?
The FOD came about...
I know you probably told that story a million times, my bad, but I guess I gotta ask some cliche.
See, I was recording... with my boy Stu, Jamon Drew, in the city at what's the name of the studio?
Is that the place I came to?
Yeah, the studio you came.
Okay, in the Tenderloin.
Exactly.
God,
over there.
Damn,
so,
this motherfucking spot.
I was recording with him and my boy Debo, Matt Guy Debo. He been fucking with him for a long time, so you know we bump heads and shit here and there, run into each other, boo, and you know we always knew each other on some street shit also. So. And it always been, you know, that respect for one another, you know what I mean, in and outside the music. And Debo just fuck with my music, you know, that nigga used to come just sit down and just watch me rap, just listen to me rap, you know what I mean? And he had a session, like we just was vibing and shit, and he was telling me, you know, how his place in FOD, and you feel me, how he was connected with Phil and shit, like how he was, you know, gonna try to bust a move and just make a few plays, you know what I mean? And one night I went to the studio, and Just Bang, he was making a song for his album, Big 28 Grams, and they had asked me, "Hey, can you want to knock this verse out?" And I'm like, "Knock a verse out for who?" They like, "For Bang," but Phil wants you to knock it out right now and send it right back. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I knocked the verse out instantly. Boop, send it right back. Boom. The song go on the album. Then later on, Debo hit me later, and I was at home. This when I'm at home. I got a studio at home. So Debo like, hey, Filthy putting out
You're out the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Filthy putting together a compilation. The infrastructure. I need a song from you. It gotta be on original beat. Woo woo. But we need it ASAP. I'm like, all right, it's good.
But so you're not FOD at this point?
I'm not FOD at this point.
Oh wow.
So I knocked the track out at home and sent it back. Boom. So then Phil put the song on the infrastructure. Then we had linked up at a party and shit and was chilling, vibing and shit, cool. And,
we is you and Phil.
Yeah, Phil invited me to a session and shit, a few sessions, Empire sessions and shit. So we was just chilling and shit. And then shit after that, once we got to know each other a little bit, and just feel each other vibes out, and shit, nigga see that a nigga working and shit, you feel me, nigga want to rap and shit, so he called me and shit just, asked me, like, what's up, man, like, like, what you trying to do? Like, what you trying to do with the music? Like, like, just seeing how serious I am and where my head at with this shit, so we had that conversation and shit, from then on, it was, after that, it was, FOD.
That's dope, man. When I saw that, I was like, I was so excited for that, bro. Just because it was like, obviously, I've been knowing you for so long, watching somebody put the work in, but then also it's just like, I'm getting to see you really live a rapper lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like traveling, doing shows here, and like I really wish I could have made it to the Arizona thing, but I just had so much shit that I had to do out here. But just me seeing somebody like you just put that work in and just get to reap the benefits of you, and you just continuing to put the work in. Did you have most of this music done before you signed? Because I feel like you've been dropping like every fucking 2 weeks.
All this music that I've been putting out, this all new music.
All fresh shit.
It's all fresh shit. I just be in that studio. I be locking in that motherfucker. I come out here, I come out here every now and then, but when I come out here, I just come to work.
I was just about to say, you come here to work, though.
I come here to work. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else. You see me out or something,
it's work.
I'm waiting on work.
But it's most of the time when you out, like tonight, you working. Exactly. Tomorrow you're going to be working. So, even though you killing two birds with one stone, but
I'll be in that studio like a motherfucker.
That's fire.
And, I got a studio at home.
I didn't know that, but that's fire.
So I got a studio at home.
So you know how to record yourself and everything?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I know how to do all that shit, but I would rather
in the studio.
Yeah, so all the shit I've been putting out is just new music. All new music. And like you said, I finally get to enjoy myself as a rapper. Like I was saying before, people starting to finally just take me serious as an artist. It's not just Kev or kill it to somebody else. They call me Fonte now.
Right.
So it's it's like, okay, cool. This is what it is.
Right.
This is what I wanted it to be. So it's like the streets is not getting mixed up with the music anymore. It's just they call me by my artist name. That's what I'm known by. And that's what I came home and just told myself that's what I'm gonna do. I need to become an artist. I can make music, I can rap, but I need to become an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit, it's happening.
Talk about the Real Repty team. Obviously, I know a lot about them, but just talk about how that kind of came about. How you guys are. I love even seeing you guys moving as like a conglomerate. That's fire to me.
Real Repty came about, I say 2015, around that time. When I went to jail that time, 2015, that's when Real Repty came about. Quaz and CJ and them, everybody else they just came up with it.
I was a part of it initially, but we had some technical difficulties.
You still is a part of it, though.
And I had to distance myself.
I think I had to kick you out, man. You feel me?
Really,
you wasn't putting no money on my books.
When Leesky came home, he kicked me out. He started leaving me out of all the tweets, man. But when those technical, brother, remember that video you made on 7-9 when you was looking?
Which one?
Right. When you was looking out the door. Remember when the situation first came about, when it first got publicized? The Real Repty situation.
Yeah.
So you was like, man, we doing background checks.
Man, we doing background checks.
It was so funny, bro. Niggas do not understand how stressful that situation was, bro. I will never forget that, bro. But
you know I'm gonna turn everything into a joke, man. I don't take shit serious.
But yeah, that's back when I was still Real Repty, man. I had to get away from that. I couldn't have no parts.
Repty was shady, yeah. It was bitches back then.
But nah, just talk about that, man. Like how you guys. Obviously, I know the history of it, but just talk about like how you guys decided to like, okay, this gonna be the movement. Let's, obviously everybody kind of getting behind Killer, everybody supporting Killer, which is dope to see, because there's multiple artists. So let's shout out some of the artists that's involved.
We got 214, we got Dre the Banger, we got Pedro Classic, we have Regular Repty,
and then
also myself.
And Young Quaz is just like
Quaz, Quaz, he's the
jack of all trades, man.
Exactly, jack of all trades. Like you don't know what the fuck. Quaz just do it.
Yeah,
he just do it. You feel me? So
I'm glad. It's glad to see Quaz though, because I always told him like, bro, you're a walking brand, bro. It's time to act like it. Like you can, like you got so much influence and you so fucking popular out here, nigga. Put some hoodies out or something, bro.
Quaz really the fucking face of Real Repty. You know what I mean? Like we be talking and they be making like I am shit. Quaz is, you know what I mean? So I just,
to be honest, me remembering how it started, he was the one that started saying it first out of our whole group. The Real Repty shit, and then it kind of turned into everybody putting it as their hashtag, and then it became,
so when I came home, matter of fact, it was when I went to jail. I went to jail. This was like 2014. So then, when I made the Real Repty tape. So when I came home, I'm like, Real Repty, y'all had the hoodies. Y'all had the hoodies and shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Then Quaz like, feel me, welcome to the Repty. Like he put me on. Yeah, like he was shook. Like
you just signed the dev row.
Exactly.
He didn't even give you a choice.
I didn't even get no hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get no hoodie. You feel me? I just had to rep it. So,
right. But I mean, you immediately start pushing that shit hard body though.
Yeah, for sure. So, like if that's if that's what we pushing and it's what it is, it's what it's gonna be. Like we got to push this shit. You know what I mean? Like it's all we have. We got the rap. We have Repty Athletics. We got the basketball team. Crazy. Them boys going so crazy. Yeah. Tearing up every tournament.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Quaz and Keith, they've been doing their thing on the coaching. Quaz, he been getting, like you said, more involved in like, the socializing and just
pushing the brand,
people
man.
And pushing, you know what I mean? Like he's been making moves for me, you know what I mean? Like he's starting to use his voice more.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being around.
But you know what, bro? Even I feel like even your recent success, right? Even with myself as somebody who I'm still in the circle, but but it's like watching you succeed the way you are, bro. And again, I know you nowhere near done, but just from your peers from around you, and I know 214 can attest to this too, you're motivating us. You know what I mean? Like watching you fucking reap the benefits, it's like we get excited. Like that's why it's like, shit, I gotta pull up to this nigga show. Like even though I don't want to go, like I gotta support him somehow. Like I gotta be a part of this somehow.
Yeah.
So that has to be filled. I know Quaz feel the same way. Like damn, my nigga really going crazy. How can I help? How can I add some value to this whole movement? So that's fire, bro. Let's talk a little bit about, before I let you go, the importance of just having a team. Obviously with the FOD thing you guys got going, where I mean y'all fucking supporting each other. I see you and Bang. You even mentioned Bang to me, like man, I need you to chop it up with him too. And it's like, of course, anytime.
Yeah.
But just talk about that, bro. Like how important it is to have a fucking strong team and everybody believe and have the same mission. We all on the same vibe. Let's get this bread. Let's fucking expand the brand. Let's push this shit. So let's talk about what that means like for you.
Man, it's very important to have a team. You know what I mean? Like everybody got their individual skills. You know what I'm saying? But having that team, you know what I mean? Like not having a team will really show you how important having a team is. Cause like I know I can rap and I can do this, and that, but I'm like, damn, when it comes to the point where it's like other shit needs to be done, and I can't do that shit. It's like I need this person for this person.
You need to be able to focus.
You know what I'm saying? But it's very important to have a team because shit, you can't do everything by yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's 5 players belong on the court. You know what I mean?
Right.
And shit, everybody should get a touch of the rock. You know what I'm saying? That team gonna push you. You need somebody to push you, man. Keep me. This is what I need. Keep somebody keep me in the studio. Somebody to, call my phone. Like you need that motivation, that push, that support. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, just call. Hey, killer, what you doing? You wrote today? You write today? Sometimes I'll be off my shit. And I'll be chilling on Instagram too much, doing nothing. You made some songs today? Oh, let's, boom, come on, man, get in the lab. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Or I come out here and be chilling. Come on, let's book a session. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, I talked to this dude. Which, you know what I'm saying? Like, that team shit important, bro. And it's like.
And you be on their ass too, though, because I've heard you before.
And I'm always on my team.
Yeah.
You feel me? I always be on them. You feel me? It's just like, by me doing what I'm doing and being that, like, in the position that I am and trying to get further, like, I want everybody to be on the same hype as me. You know, like, I work hard. I want everybody else to work hard. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't work hard, you're not going to get nowhere, bro. This shit ain't going to be given to you. You know what I'm saying? And that team shit is important, bro, because we all need each other. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker can say they don't need this, need that, but you need somebody in
That's a fact.
someplace, you feel me? And without a team, bro, it's nothing, you know what I mean?
When can we expect the Repty tape? Are you guys still putting that out?
Yeah, that shit already finished. We don't have an exact date, but you can expect
Coming soon.
real quick. Yeah, real soon.
That's what's up.
Just got to find a date for it. No Man Left Behind.
That's the name of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
No Man Left Behind is what.
Y'all got a lot of features on there, too. You don't have to name them because I know how that is. You always forget somebody.
Yeah, we got a gang of features on there. It's a lot of people on there that I like, it ain't. Well, we got like 25 songs. It's like a 25-song compilation. And I just was like, I'm learning, you feel me?
That's
From
fire.
me being,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm learning, and it's like, and it's what we being showed, like I'm learning from that, you feel me? From just being over there, so it's like, what's being showed to us, like, it's not just for, this is for us. Like, a nigga will tell you, bro, what we doing, nigga? Do this with your niggas. Come on, like, nigga, this, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you learn over here, take it over there.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean, a chain reaction, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm learning and, just trying to keep everybody involved, you feel me? And like, on the tape, we got a lot of features also. So it's like, I was like, let's just do a compilation. We all can make songs, but let's get a lot of other names on there, that we listen to, you feel me, that we feel should be heard. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever little light platform, whatever I have, bro, I'm willing to share that shit, bro, with everybody, you feel me? And not because I'm trying to benefit off a motherfucker or whatever, you feel me? I just, like, everybody, I feel like motherfuckers deserve a chance, bro, you feel me? Like, it's a lot of motherfuckers that should be heard, you feel me? And if I can help you in any kind of way,
why not?
That's what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a lot of motherfuckers on there. You hear that motherfucker, you be like, this shit dope.
Right.
I feel like we did a very good job on that project.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And that team shit, bro, is deep, bro.
I'm learning, bro. You see, I'm in here a one-man army, man. I'm setting up, fucking recording, editing, I'm doing everything. So trust me, I feel you. But so what can we what you got coming up, man? Anything? I know you got a show. This obviously won't be out before this weekend, but you got any? You gotta have some. You fucking dropping a fucking tape or something every 2 weeks.
Well, we just dropped Motion Family. FOD, we just dropped Motion Family.
Oh, I love that song with Jim Jones, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah, that's a dope track.
Yeah.
That was a nice one. I like that one.
I like that song with Jim Jones.
We just dropped that. I got Frank Motion dropping next.
When is that? Do you know when?
October 14th.
This is crazy, bro.
October 14th.
You just be dropping shit like
Frank Motion.
That's hard.
Frank Motion.
I saw somebody put on Twitter, "We're Frank Ocean." You said, "I don't know, but Frank Motion."
I don't know what I felt Frank Motion.
That was so corny, bro.
Hey, man, but, hey, I had to hit her with it, bro. She set herself up for that. You know, me and Just Bang, we dropped Motion Twins right before that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That went well. You feel me? And, you know, Frank Motion dropped October 14th.
And this is a I just thought about this. Can we get an old school like killer mixtape with you killing other people beats? No?
I'm working on it right now.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I'm working on that right now.
I swear to God I didn't know that. Well, I can cut that out if you want.
Nah, I'm working on it right now.
That's hard.
Just beating on. It's going crazy.
When that's coming?
I don't know when that's coming. I just be dipping in and out on that shit, but yeah, I got a lot of other shit that's.
Why you look at me like that? On. You thought I knew that, huh?
Who told you that?
Nobody did. I swear to God. Because I was thinking about when you was telling your story, and I was thinking about the timeline. I remember you was going crazy on like that Chris Brown beat. Remember you was shooting all them videos and shit. So I was thinking at the time, like, damn, even though you was putting out them projects, you used to drop those little random freestyles too.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of made me think, like, can we get a full project of did I say killer? I should have said fine.
I be rapping on other people, but a project, I'll probably drop one of them motherfuckers. Probably drop one, you know, that shit.
It's so different with streaming now and all of that, huh?
It'll be a free mixtape.
Yeah.
It ain't no problem. You feel me? That's just lyrical exercise.
But you can still put that on Apple Music, even though it's other people beats? You'd have to like...
I just distribute it through a different platform.
Yeah, third party. That makes sense. Well, what else you got for us, man, before I let you get up out of here? I know you got a show tonight and everything. I appreciate you pulling up, though,
that's
man.
all
This
I got.
fire, bro.
Show tonight. Tomorrow. Quiet birthday, birthday. You know, other than that shit, it's Frank Motion coming. Feel me? October 14th. You know what I'm saying?
What I'll do is I'll put this out that Thursday before. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
To kind of use this to promote. And you got a single coming from it or anything? Or you just gonna throw it out? Do they even do rollouts like that anymore, or is it just fucking? Just
some people do. Some people do. I don't.
Frank Motion. That's a hard.
Gotta wait.
I hate that you came.
Gotta wait.
I ain't gonna lie. I hate when you come up with fire shit like that, bro.
Frank
I don't
Motion.
know why. Yeah.
Cause bro, we just been having fun with the motion, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like we have emotion.
That's hard.
So it's like keep the motion alive. Fuck it. Everything we do is gonna have some motion in it.
I ain't
you
mad
feel
at
me?
that.
So Frank Motion, Just Bang. He got Motion Luther King Jr. coming out. You feel me? So we just fucking around with the motion.
But you know what's fire about that, bro? Is you can tell y'all having fun, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
we not too serious.
Right.
You feel me? It's fun. You know what I mean?
And y'all talented as
The
fuck.
motion is fun.
Man, bro? Are you done with the chains and shit, bro? That shit is crazy sitting across from that, bro.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I'm
just talking shit. That shit's fire though. Fire to me.
The jury, and that nigga feel me hot too, cause I don't be liking to wear on my jewelry all the time.
Oh yeah.
He was like, you gotta wear that shit. Like, nigga, you gonna sell it nonchalant about the shit. Like,
But you come from humble beginnings though.
Yeah, and I just like, I don't really be tripping off of it, but it's it's nice to have and all this shit. But
you deserve it, bro. You work fucking hard, bro.
I appreciate it. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? And I'll probably get another one soon.
I'm gonna give me a chain one day. It's gonna be something subtle though.
What is it gonna say?
I don't know. I ain't
Jay
decided.
Skrilla?
Something like that. Something like that. Only you and Perp still call me that, bro. Y'all the only two.
Perp.
I love Perp. Perp just hit me the other day. He told me I was a legend, man. That meant a lot to me.
Oh yeah, Perp gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Perp genuine, man.
Yeah, I love Perp.
Genuine love Perp. Perp ain't gonna lie to your face.
So yeah, man, that's dope, man. So Frank Motion coming October 14th. We'll put this out before that. Yeah, man, keep doing you, bro. That's dope seeing you going crazy, man. You inspiring everybody, bro. It's amazing to see somebody reaping the benefits for their hard work.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's a wrap, bro. Anything you got to say before we sign out?
Stay positive, stay focused. Let nobody tell you can't do it, you know what I mean? Because you can always do it. As you can see, I am a walking testimony, you know what I mean? Just live your life, be you, and continue to be on positive vibes.
All right, man. 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 That's a wrap. Appreciate you, brother.
For sure.